Alright, so just had to make a comment on something. It's been a while since I've done any commentary, several days, trying to not just be, bitching all the time, because you attract what you put into the universe. So anyways, I just watched this Isaac Green video, the Daily Anti-School, the one entitled China Hacked Hillary or something like that. It's nothing really to argue with or anything like that. It's just there was a little hiccup in consistency that I noticed, and It's a slippery slope, a very tricky situation, a very narrow precipice that we stand on as far as censorship goes and regulation of platforms. Basically, what my comment comes to is it's really not logically consistent to tout deregulation by the government, that small government is better, and that it's important that the government allow private business and free market capitalism to thrive and all this other stuff. But then as soon as they start doing some real illegit shit like, biased Google results or, censoring, entire brands off of platforms for disagreeing with official narratives or whatever, if on one hand you're all, well, we got to deregulate these industries and we got to deregulate, but as soon as it comes to the Silicon Valley tech platforms, the government needs to step in and regulate. I understand that it's not an all or nothing proposition. You don't not regulate at all or regulate everything. I know that it doesn't work like that, but just a reminder that intellectual honesty includes logical consistency. So we have to be honest about the fact that while some of us support more right-wing agendas or whatever, that, the idea to regulate an industry because they are censoring you is kind of more toward the left, just a little bit. Of course, the real truth is that it requires a balance. It requires all or both, and for all I know, it probably is necessary to regulate at that point. But it's still very dangerous. It's still a very slippery slope, because whether you're worried about, well, first they're going to censor these people and pretty soon they're going to censor everyone, and on the other half, first they're going to step in and say what you can and can't do as a private company. You see what I'm saying? This is a double-edged sword that we're looking at. You have to be real careful not to swing the double-edged sword all willy-nilly just because you have an issue with something. It will cut you. It will cut the things that you were trying to cut around. It will cut everything because it cuts all directions, right? So anyways, that's my thought. That's all I really had, was that, I really like what Isaac does. I really appreciate his work, and he's been probably one of the most forthcoming and honest commentators in the new alternative media. But I just had to make this comment that it's kind of difficult to call yourself a conservative and go all deregulation, and then as soon as you don't like something, you need it regulated. That's just as inconsistent as all. Otherwise, mad props to Isaac Green.